Hello and welcome to the podcast.
Oh,
Hello.
hey.
Today we are joined by Chirsi. Oh, I did it again. How do you pronounce it?
Chisari.
Chisari. Today we are joined by Chisari.
There's not much French in you, is there?
Oh, I'm not your friend apparently. Yeah, if you are new to the show, hello.
Thank you.
We are also today joined by Gaming Ghoul. She is one of our co-hosts who is going to be here a lot, and we are joined by Emilie. Yay! Hello. Today's topic is mainly gaming, but also we will be talking about other geeky stuff. So, apparently we should talk about gaming. And Gaming Ghoul! That's your topic.
That's my. Wait, what?
What?
I didn't prepare anything.
No! I knew that. So.
You mother bitch.
He's the beast.
I am the beast.
No, he's the mother bitch.
So, Gaming Ghoul. What games have you been playing the last week?
The last week I've been playing Left 4 Dead 2 and League of Legends.
Left 4 Dead 2? No,
Yeah?
I was thinking about, have you heard about there's a new Killing Floor 2 coming out now? Soon.
I've heard about it.
Heard about it?
Yeah.
But you haven't looked into it?
It's not... No.
No? So, do you think that you should look into it?
I probably should. But I'm not really looking at any new games right now because I'm like trying to spare up enough money for PlayStation 4. So
Your PlayStation 4?
yeah.
Chisari, you have a PlayStation 4, and I know that for a fact. So, how is your PlayStation 4?
Have you been lurking outside my window again?
Yes.
Damn it.
Actually, I didn't look outside your window. I looked inside your window, and that was a Twitch window that you opened for me, and that joined you on your Twitch channel a lot of times where you were playing at your PlayStation 4. So I know that for a fact.
Promotion not intended.
So, how is your PlayStation 4? What are you using it for, and what are you playing on it? I'm actually curious here.
I'm playing a lot of various different games.
Yes?
Been playing a lot of Final Fantasy on it.
You have been playing a lot of Final Fantasy on it.
Yeah.
Is it the new Final Fantasy game, or is it...
No, not really. It is number 14, the one they
Number
made for
14.
online purposes.
So, what do you think about the Final Fantasy 14?
It's nice.
It's nice. Cool.
It's cool. I'm looking forward to the expansion coming out in June.
You're looking forward to the expansion coming out in June. What are you looking forward to in it?
Some new content. I've been using a lot of time on it, so I'm basically running out of content to run through.
Fantastic.
So new content as well as new classes and new races.
Okay. New races, new
just
classes. Is there anything I don't know about Final Fantasy here? So,
well, the one I'm playing, Final Fantasy 14, subtitled A Realm Reborn, is a MMORPG, much similar to World of Warcraft, but set in a Final Fantasy universe.
So
there you have it.
It's like World of Warcraft MMORPG, but in the Final Fantasy-ish universe.
Yeah.
You are laughing at me.
But take into consideration a lot of MMORPGs are coming out for the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls Online among one of those.
So
also set to be released in June.
Elder Scrolls Online? Yep. I've heard about that, but I thought that it was released for free to play for all of us, but apparently not.
No, it's been for computer since the official release date, and then they delayed it for the consoles.
So The idea being that we will see the console users going into Final Fantasy IV really soon here now. Do you know anything about if they are going to play in the same servers as the PC users, or are we out in different servers like they did with what was it called? PlanetSide 2, where Sony released a different server
Well, the
community.
thing is, on Final Fantasy, they decided to do it on the same servers as the computer, so computer and PlayStation users can co-play with each other. The Elder Scrolls Online, I pretty much think they'll get dedicated server to each console.
Yeah.
Because one of the main reasons, as far as I know, for Xbox not to having Final Fantasy XIV is because Microsoft wanted dedicated servers for their Xbox players, and Square Enix said, no, we wanted it to be all on the same servers and so on.
Fantastic. I can see that Gaming Goal and Emilia is going to die really soon of boredom.
No, it's great. It's Final Fantasy. I mean, it's just amazing. How could you not love Final Fantasy?
Oh, I don't know how you not could love Final Fantasy. I think it's actually pretty easy not to love Final Fantasy. Just not love it.
True.
True.
I haven't actually really played any of the Final Fantasy games.
You haven't, so
No.
no.
Horror's
That's one way not to love it, though.
Yeah. It's my favorite way not to love it.
That's also my favorite way not to love it, but that doesn't mean that I ain't curious about it. Because of course I'm following the times, and the times is apparently time is Final Fantasy 14, where everybody is playing at a MMO RPG thing with an DLC and stuff. I've seen a version of the new Final Fantasy 14, maybe 15, for PC where a lot of streamers streamed it recently. But it's boring to look at, I think. So that's not something I'm going to do. I'm sorry to say, but Final Fantasy is not my game either.
Hey, each person their taste.
Yeah. So, Killing Floor 2, Final Fantasy. I've been playing the new game called War for the Overworld. And War for the Overworld is like Dungeon Keeper 3, if anyone of you know what Dungeon Keeper is.
I have a vague description of it.
The weak description of it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a game where you as a dungeon keeper, you take a how.
I played a game once called Dungeon where you actually put up a dungeon and then these NPCs, heroes, goes in and try to loot it and conquer the dungeon, more or less.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking about?
Thinking about a game like that.
Yeah.
The idea is that you're actually trying to conquer the overworld by taking out a dungeon with some imps and having some creatures which fight for you in different ways. And I think it's a pretty good game, but sometimes it just gets mad playing the game. But sometimes I also just get mad at playing games in general.
The game.
The game. Emilia!
Yeah.
You're silent and dead.
Yes, I am, because I am not
You're not a
like
gamer.
that. So I'm not a gamer. I have not time to do it because I have other things like my music. So and a little thing called school.
School!
School too.
Oh my god.
But you have not a choir and piano lessons to
No,
practice
So-
to. So
Apparently music takes up a lot of your time, and that's
Yes.
totally okay with us. But doesn't but that does also mean that you're not watching a lot of movies, right? Or
You
I
can
am watching
always
a lot
make
of
time for
movies.
movies.
And I am actually better like to see a good movie than playing a game.
okay,
Especially because some of the only games I have is Mario. But that's another story. So there.
Mario.
Do, 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 do.
Yes, the problem with Mario is that it's owned by Nintendo, and that means that for us YouTubers and streamers and stuff, we can't we can't go into the Mario community thing because Nintendo. I think it's half of the revenue they are going to take straight off us. So
Also, the fact that if you actually do play the games or anything like them and stream it, you will get a lawsuit.
yes, you will. Because they think Nintendo thinks that that is violating the terms of use of a Nintendo game. But I am seeing, and this is serious, I am seeing Nintendo players play Nintendo live on the internet, on Twitch and other places, and stream it. And I am not sure how they are doing it, but I am pretty sure that they do not have a contract with Nintendo. That means that they can do it. So there's a lot of illegal Nintendo playing going on. Just saying. And that can really annoy me, because I am trying to do things here in the gaming community and in the podcast community and stuff legally, and then there's just those illegal Nintendo players who's streaming it all over the place and uploading it to YouTube, and apparently they can survive. I can understand that.
It's a special thing. You might not know it. It's called magic.
Oh, magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because they are streaming it to private communities where Nintendo ain't looking.
Yeah. If it was people like, PewDiePie or the bigger ones, they'd probably get in so much trouble so fast.
Yes, they are. A guy called Angry Joe got screwed over, as far as I know, for Papa Nintendo, for playing a game on a Nintendo, because yay Nintendo.
It's actually really stupid.
Maybe
because
it's also
commercialing.
but there's a thing, because I didn't agree to any terms of use by talking badly about Nintendo, so we can do that for now on.
but still, it's a bad, selling tactic, because by having these big gamers, portraying them, playing them, saying they're awesome, liking them, they get a lot of free commercialing, and a lot of people will buy these games just because they like that particular YouTuber.
Yeah, they like that, and YouTubers helps selling games for game developers.
Yeah,
But
developers. But Nintendo, they just don't need that.
No, because it's Nintendo. They can release a new console and they have $1 million.
Yeah.
I can't. Or at least I shouldn't be able to, as far as I know. So going further into Nintendo, we have youth gaming, because when I was young, I always wanted a console of some sort, a PlayStation, or a Game Boy. Does anyone of you remember when we was young and having the Game Boy and just looking into that 8-bit screen?
I do.
You did?
Yeah, it's the struggle. Like, when I got a PlayStation 2, I didn't use that thing ever, really, again.
Because it was just better to have a controller.
Yeah, that, and there was this big screen.
Whoa, a big screen.
Yeah, it wasn't like a tiny, teeny one.
And think about it, you had 16 bits of colors. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Amazing. Or maybe 32.
My
Yeah.
blown is minded.
I don't know.
And today you're just way over the top with 64 bits or so. I don't remember how many it is, but it's a lot of bits that's put into the PlayStation 4, maybe more than you actually would need. And you have a 1080 screen, and I'm using a 1080 screen to talk to you over Skype right now. So back when we was young, just I think it's a 640 by something screen. What's 480 by 640 screen was beautiful to look at, and a 8-bit console handheld that was amazing. You could play at everywhere.
You did have the joystick, the Atari. There was that.
Yes, that was the consoles from that time.
Yeah. So, but then Nintendo came in and just destroyed all of those.
Yeah, because way Nintendo, and yeah, Atari just went down there.
Yeah.
They also made it.
And was forgotten.
It was forgotten.
And never got the comeback. They're dead.
They
I
just
think
dead.
that's Atari. I
No.
noticed today they made an accessory of a wooden board with a joystick upon the board, and that was it.
They made a
It's called
computer.
Station.
And I know that Atari made a computer. I think it was also 8-bit, but a 8-bit computer from Atari. You should have seen it. I never owned a Atari console or a Nintendo console when I was young. I was using, and this is really nostalgic, I've used a Commodore 64, a real one, with a joystick, sitting at the screen and playing Winter Olympics.
Yeah, right.
It was
But
beautiful.
it was more thing like they never got the big comeback with a console.
No.
They still do the games.
Yes, Atari do.
Yeah.
I think that it was Atari who made the roller coaster games.
Yeah, roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that?
Yeah. They made those.
Oh my God,
got
you
all
played that?
three, so that's
What?
something I played. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You played that?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness. But you didn't play Dungeon Keeper or anything else. You played the roller coaster games.
No, I haven't because no one have shown me it, and if no one had shown me it, I didn't got the interest in it.
Why did I have to show you everything here in life? Go experience stuff for yourself.
1 sec.
I didn't know it existed.
She's leaving.
No, she's gonna
Dum,
get something
dum,
to drink and let the
dum.
dog out.
I was also leaving, maybe because the battery in the mouse was going dead. So,
Your battery is going dead for your mouse.
yes,
But you have a trackpad. I know that.
yes, and the batteries was already dead on that.
So your trackpad is dead and your mouse is dead and
No, it's not dead yet. It was dead. Then I turned it on, and then on, and then it was back to life.
Interesting.
A medical miracle.
A what? A medical miracle.
Yeah, it died and then it came back to life.
Oh my god! I have to
I'm
learn
sure
that
you
trick
can earn a lot of
someday.
money on that.
Nice.
When my trackpad dies, how do I turn it off?
You hit it with a rock.
I don't
Or a
have any
hammer.
rocks here. So the going further into the young gaming community, you actually played the roller coaster games, and that stuns me because you always said that I did not play games. I did not know
I play
anything. about it."
something like Sims and simulating games, but
You
I
did?
have not actually played something like, I don't know, League of Legends or something like that.
So when people are talking about gaming, I think there's a big misunderstanding because people is actually still considering League of Legends as a game and
League
not
of
a.
Legends is a game.
Apparently it is, and it has a great community, but great a big community. Oh my goodness, it has a big community, but not a great one.
Well, some people are nice, you know, like me, and then there's some not so nice people.
So
Oh my
you
God!
consider
Stop feeding!
this
Your mom died from cancer.
what?
That's the community of League of Legends.
What did you say?
Oh my God! Stop feeding! Your mom died from cancer.
It's correct. That is community, and always when I goes in and play the League of Legends games, I always say I'm really sorry, but I haven't been playing for a long time. I hope that you're not going to be angry with me. I go mid, apparently.
And then they just then you play for a couple of minutes and then go, noob, stop feeding, uninstall the game, go install Hello Kitty Online. That seems to be suited for you.
Hello Kitty Online.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
game.
there
You know?
are nice people in the community too, and I would know because I'm one of them.
Oh, so you consider yourself as a nice girl in the League of Legends community?
Yeah, considering the fact that I have never shit talked anyone.
No,
I have.
yes. And I know some people who had. So.
Yeah, me too.
So why does people begin to be mean on the internet? Why when we are playing games or actually just when we're doing stuff generally, people is just it's just easy to be mean on the internet
Because of the anonymity.
Yeah.
People are more anonym on the internet and doesn't really have to take responsibility for what they say or do.
Actually, professional, you know, like surveys and stuff like that. They've made professional surveys and stuff like that to find out why people do it, and it is mostly because of the anonymity, and that anonymity. Sorry for my bad pronunciation.
just slaughtering English
The
here.
freedom to be who you really are without any consequences.
Exactly.
So and since I'm not anonymous here, I'm pretty straightforward, and you can find me everywhere at LolPie. I also make a great deal about being nice to most people on the internet, because I know if I'm not nice to people on the internet, it can just hit me as karma does. But if I was playing League of Legends, I could be mean to everybody and nobody would mind and care, because it's League of Legends and everybody is mean to each other and everybody knows it.
That's exactly the thing. The new thing with the whole reporting people who are mean.
So that's the thing now.
Yeah, it's been for a while actually.
It's been for a while and it's highly abused, to be honest.
And it's highly abused, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
It is abused, really. If you're trying to defend yourself from someone who is mean or something like that, you just get a report for being mean as well.
Yeah, but you can report them back.
Sure, but
and
the
then
thing is
they
they have
report.
the tribunal, which means other players go in and judge for you. It's not really the developers themselves who judge who gets banned or not. It's other players.
So it's always the feeders who gets the reports. A thing that annoyed me when I played League of Legends, because I did play League of Legends as one of the first guys in the entire country here. I was stunned about the fact that you could report people, and this is for real. You could report people for being bad at the game, which means that they have no chance for being good at the game.
Once again, a reason for the toxic community.
Yes. So if I can report a person for being bad at something, I want to report a person for being bad at playing an instrument, and then they get banned at playing that instrument. They can't now they can't play that instrument anymore, and they can't get better at playing that instrument, for example. And that's just taking an analogy.
That's not how life works, though.
And that's not how life works. You can't just ban a person for playing bad.
But again,
an instrument.
even though you get reported, you're not gonna get a ban unless you get like you need a shit ton of reports to get banned from that game.
But then I get one report, and then I get another report because I'm playing in another game, and then I get another report because I'm playing another game, That's
That's not well. You need to be either really bad at that game. If it's League of Legends, you need to be either really bad or piss people off really easy to get that many reports in such a short time. I mean,
but what if I'm bad?
but if you are bad, then stick to the bots until you're better.
Ah.
Well, I kind of think I'm going to defend the bad play report for a bit here. I think the thing lies within the lack of description of the definition of bad play, because since League of Legends is highly based on team play, bad play could be you feed all the time because you can't outskill the enemy player, or you're unable to communicate with the team because you really don't speak English that well, or something like that. That would be considered bad play as well, since the game is based on team play.
Yes, it would.
If that was the case, and let's say they had Russian servers and a Russian person who does not speak English plays on the European servers, I could understand he would get a report for bad play.
Actually, I would say when you play with Russians, it's usually you and then 2 or 3 Russians, and they, unless you tell them you don't know Russian, they'll be writing in Russian throughout the whole game. Because even though it's EU West, it's still just Russian.
And since we are living in Denmark, we're all forced to play on the
No, you're not forced. You can
You're
pick.
not forced.
You can play on the North map.
There was a time when they split up the Russian, not the Russian servers, the European servers. So everybody from from here, they was just picked to play with Russians, and everybody else was just picked to play together. So Danes and Swedes, these people,
The
Norwegians, all Scandinavian people who speaks better with English people than Russians does, or we speak to Russians.
They were just better English than we do Russian because we don't have Russian.
Yes, means that now we were forced to play with them, and you could take your account and switch it over to the West servers, but there was a risk, and I think even there was a paywall for doing it at one time.
Yeah, you still gotta pay to switch server.
Yes, so you have to pay.
I have an EU West because I created it in that server. You can just create it in that server. Just have to remember to switch that little thingy that says EU West or EU East Nordic.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that problem, but still, it's a little expensive to just switch the server.
Yeah, yes. I think I'm just gonna stick with Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. You played that?
Yeah.
Yes. So how is the Heroes of the Storm if you should compare it to League of Legends?
If I were to compare it to League of Legends, they are doing a few things in order to avoid the toxic community. For instance, you can't communicate with the enemy team. Also, for now, you are unable to surrender, so you won't get people on your team being like, oh, we lost this within 5 minutes, and then just say, wait for surrender and so on. But since it's an early game and the community is still small compared to League of Legends, there's still a lot of people who needs to learn how to play properly, and the matchmaking system is still with flaws. But taking that into consideration, I like it way better than League of Legends.
Fantastic. I think that I have been playing it a bit, but not a lot. But the thing is with Heroes of the Storm that you also have the idea of we are 5 people, we're gonna kill 5 people, but there's extras in every level.
There is, for instance, this level where you sometimes have to go down in something called the mines and kill creeps down there in order to collect skulls.
And make that skull make a golem or such.
Yeah, the team with the most skull gets the strongest golem.
Your brother, we can see your brother.
Hello, brother.
Then fight for your team.
Fantastic. I'm of course going to blur that out.
That sounds like a great idea considering how much clothing he had.
Yes, but we didn't see much. Okay, we didn't
We
see
just
much.
saw like half his body.
Oh, Emilia, it's your time of the show,
Oh my
and I can
god,
see
you're
that.
making the noise.
Eat as you want. Do it as you want it.
Just don't make all that noise, mate.
Emilia, it's your time of the show. It's your time to
Talk
carry
about
us
them
all out
movies.
with movies. You said that you will talk about it, and I expect you to do it.
Mawam.
Movies.
Movies.
Yes.
So you would you wanted us to talk about movies today, and of course I expected you to prepare at least something, because I expect people to prepare stuff. Else
Or
we're
I
going
can
to
start
talk
it
about Heroes of
off.
the Storm for the rest of the show.
I can start it off. I
Okay.
recently watched what's it called, the second to Divergent. It's in the movies right now.
Is that actually in the movies right now?
No, not Divergent. The Squeal, you know, number
The Squeal.
two.
Yeah, the sequel.
The sequel.
Sequel. Squeal. Sequel. Cool.
Sequel.
So the sequel to Divergent is
Yeah,
in the cinemas now.
Insurgent. Yeah, I watched it in the
What did you call it? Insurgent.
Insurgent.
Yes. So,
It was great. I hated the ending.
but you hated the ending.
Yeah, because well, I
Beware!
only
Don't
read
spoil
the
too
first.
much.
There's 3 books.
Yes.
I only read the first one, and I've seen the 2 first movies. No, the 1 and the 2. The third isn't out yet. But according to the ending in Insurgent, that would be a happy ending. But there's gonna be another movie. It's like when everything is good in the show you're watching, but there's still a half hour left. It's that feeling you get.
Yes. So you think that that's annoying?
Yeah, because I'm kind of scared about what's gonna happen next. They can only fuck up so much.
But they tend to fuck up in movies, right?
Yeah, they do.
So
Leading role, the female role, she was also she was really pretty. After she had the long hair and she looked really childish. She looked very, very young, but then she cut it and she looked like a real woman. I like that.
So she starts out with long hair.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't look like a real woman, and then she cut it, and now she looks like a real woman.
That's my personal opinion, that she looks really young with the long hair, kind of childish. So, but after
she is also young in the first movie.
Yeah, but it was more comfortable to watch her with the shorter hair, because you didn't get this, oh, they're pretty far apart in age, these two, feeling after she cut it.
I have not seen the second, the sequel for Divergent, since I'm saving my money to see the last movie in Hunger Games series.
So Hunger Games
in the cinema.
So the Hunger Games are also continuing.
Yes, it's the last movie that are coming here in fall.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking forward to that?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you have seen or looking forward to see?
Yes, I have been and seen the Cinderella movie.
Was it good?
Yes, it was really good. But I think a reason why many didn't see that is that it's the only place where you can see Frozen Fever.
Oh, really? I wouldn't. Oh, no. Helena Bonham Carter is actually in the new Cinderella movie. That would kind of be a reason for me to watch it alone.
But it's actually really good. It's holding a lot to not the original story, but the Disney version of the story.
Oh.
Not the original, where the sisters are cutting their heels and toes off to get their foot into the shoe.
That was a pretty funny part. And they get eaten by the crows in the end. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
It's a wonderful version.
So, Apparently, I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore.
You can't. Oh, what have you done?
You got
Kill
too
it.
much time.
No, the
Kill
problem is
Shrek.
that I do not have too much time. Problem is that I'm not doing this right now. So
Avengers is
Undo it and
coming.
start over.
you think that I should? You think that I should start over?
Yeah, undo it and start over.
Actually, a lot
I'm
of
done.
great movies are coming
Yeah,
out this
start
year,
over.
guys.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Hear about
I was
the
listening.
peanuts getting animated.
What?
What?
The peanuts
could-
getting animated.
The peanuts. Is there anything I don't know anything about?
But I was,
You know, Snoopy, the dog, and
Ah.
Isn't it already animated?
I mean 3D animation. It's getting in.
Oh, it's in 3D. Okay. Oh, yeah. But besides that, that's like movies like The Avengers. A lot of superhero movies are coming out. Also, Echo, which should be really good too.
Echoes.
Also,
Echo, no S.
Also, the musical that have been animated, not animated, but the film by Disney is also coming out in the cinemas now. I mean, it's Into the Woods. It's called.
It's already here. I just heard it was a huge bummer.
Too many songs.
No, it wasn't what you see the trailer. The trailer is pretty great. Actually, it's pretty mysterious,
Yes.
and then you see the movie, and the movie is just like a watered down version of the trailer. That was what I heard.
That was what you heard.
Yeah.
Too much song. Too much.
So it's like
You don't have too much.
the movie Saturn. The trailer was really great to it, but I also hear that was a really big bummer.
Knowing. What was it called? When we're talking about movies, they say a lot of Danish movies made from what should we call it? Is animated movies like the Journey to Saturn or
Ronald the Barbarian.
or Roland the Barbarian.
Oh no! Oh,
those
Jensen
movies, yes.
and Jensen. Oh shit!
Yes, those. I think
They
that
are adult animation. Don't see.
adult animation
If you're a
movies
child.
made for satire and fun for adult people.
what?
But
They
it
know
is
it.
And a lot of sexual humor in it.
yes,
Just a warning.
but because it's animated, you will see kids going into the cinemas and theaters to watch it.
Yeah,
That's
and to anyone who doesn't have the opportunity to see these movies because they're not Danish, you're not missing anything.
you're not missing anything. I promise you that. But
Penetrate your
the idea of living in a society where it's okay to make movies that is animated, so kids would go and watch it, and then the parents would just say, "What the fuck is this?" I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Not saying that that I haven't done anything that wasn't wrong when I was a kid, or at least younger, but still.
In a way, I actually think also it's the cinema's fault on that because they don't putting a +18 sign on it, so
Because
everyone can.
not
go
You're
in.
living in a country
but
where
you can still, as a parent, take your kid into that movie. Just if the parents are over 18, you can
No,
still take the kid.
I think that you shall be 18, even if you have your parents. You shall be 18, or you're not
Should be.
concede.
The thing is that you're living in a country where it's not +18, it's +15. But
You do
it's
have
still
the +18 actually.
do
You
you?
do have the +18.
I've never seen it.
I have.
It's for alcohol. No, it's for tobacco.
So it's
No, you do have it for some movies because when I was
They're
young,
also +18 on some games, but they just for children. Just let their parents buy them and then they play them.
Not only that, but you know what? There is the plus 18, but it doesn't really get, regulated. You can be 15, go in and watch the plus 18.
But remember that it's illegal to sell the stuff for people who's not.
I'm not sure the movies actually care too much, because the chances of them actually getting caught are just like...
Of course, but that doesn't make it illegal to do, and I think that's a huge difference. But still, we're living in a country where everything is way too legal for other countries to understand.
Yeah, you can get your kid
Think it like this: when you get 15 in Denmark, being young in Denmark is so great, because when you get 15, you can do everything.
If you
Almost, you can't drive a car, but that is still to come. You can go and watch most movies. You can buy porn and you can do porn. You can
only if you're Danish 100%, you can do porn.
Ooh.
That's this weird twist that will also with prostitution. If you aren't born in Denmark, you actually can be a prostitute legally in Denmark. But if you're born in Denmark and raised here, you can be legally a prostitute. That's pretty funny.
No, as far as I know that the prostitution is legal for foreign people, but the thing is that the foreign prostitutes often there's always a pimp behind foreign prostitutes.
No, it's really a thing, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, we looked it up because we have an exchange student in our class, and we wanted to tell about. We just wanted the facts straight. And if you've moved to Denmark, at least as an adult, and got your citizenship, and besides to become a prostitute, you can't actually do that legally. Because the authorities will think of it as you only came here to do this, and we won't accept that.
Ah, okay.
You have to be Danish born and bred.
That makes sense. Because we allow prostitution as long as you're a Dane. That reminds me of Dutch people who allows the use of cannabis and other hashes as long as you're Dutch.
Yeah.
But if you're a
they
tourist,
changed that rule.
They changed it again.
No, you mean they changed it to the fact that you could only do it if you're Dutch. Usually, well, before in time, I remember, because then you could just go there and you could get you could get defense then.
I did it.
Oh my.
Oh my. He's doing his rope things again. Does anyone keep track of the time?
It's 21:11.
But no, not that timer.
Not that time.
Not
well,
that
it says 1 hour and 6 minutes, but we did talk a while before we started.
We talked 17 minutes before we started off.
So she knows. Minus. She knows. Then I got a timer here. So other movies, other movie stuff.
Other movie stuff. Well, we know for a fact that Ant-Man is coming out, and that's definitely gonna suck.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah, you know. All right, they had.
I have seen it. I have seen
Ant-Man. The movie that's
no, not Ant-Man, Ant-Boy.
No, Ant-Man. I'm talking about the Marvel movie.
Not the Danish produced movie Ant-Boy.
Oh.
Which is
no.
really going to suck. But Ant-Man
the Ant-Boy that already been made in number 2 of Ant-Boy.
But the thing about Ant-Man is that they had one writer, and then they had, they just kept on adding new writers and changing the script. That did that with another movie, and that bumped out completely. This is probably going to do the same, because, you keep on changing the story, putting new parts of it, and it's just going to be a humbled mess. So, don't get your hopes up, because it's probably going to suck.
Yay! So... I'm not hoping for everything or anything. Or
When it comes to Ant-Man, just don't.
And then
We don't
Star Wars Chapter 7 are coming out.
That's
yes,
don't get your
because
hopes up.
we
But
just
I
waited
don't
a
think actually
million years for that,
Yeah.
and now it's actually going to happen.
Just don't get your
Hopefully.
hopes up too high because it's.
I don't have any hopes when it's Star Wars. I am throwing it out there. I'm not a Star Wars fan, and I am never going to be a Star Wars fan.
I kind of like the first couple of movies, but the new
Doesn't like
ones.
Star Wars. You did what?
I watched the movies.
Yeah.
I liked the first couple of ones, but the longer you got, the stranger, weirder, worse
So
they
So
became.
you didn't want to be a stranger,
I-
so
No more like I didn't like them. At a certain point, I stopped liking the movies that came out. So the first couple of movies, I liked those, and then they changed something, and I stopped liking them. They stopped being good.
You like number 4, 5, and 6, and then when number 1, 2, and 3 come, you didn't like them.
Exactly, because they didn't, they didn't like that. But
Okay.
I don't, everybody who is a Star Wars fan, as far as I know, is not exactly looking forward to number 7. They're gonna watch it anyway, but it's not like they're like, oh yeah, number 7, hell yeah.
I also have a problem with Star Wars because I think it was totally overhyped back then, and then I actually joined a roleplay society called A New Hope after the 4th Star Wars movie, or the original first one, which means that there was a lot of Star Wars fans down there, and they made me just hate Star Wars even more. But back when before I was a real nerd, I watched the first 3, or the chronological. Yes, I watched the new 1, 2, and 3 movies, and never knew anything about 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
And I
4,
thought-
5, and 6 are the good ones.
Yes. I think that Star Wars is more for kids who is not grown up, more than it is a story about incest and prostitution.
I've heard that the older generation actually are liking the
Old movies.
4, 5, and 6 best, and things that the newer just are some crap that never should have been made.
Yeah, but again, they did the 4, 5, and 6 first, and then
Yes. And do you know why?
But then
I can't remember. But that was like, wasn't it because he did this thing where that was what he has written, but then they made the prequels after that to milk it. It wasn't him.
No.
It was someone else.
The reason why does Lucas choose to start in the middle of the story instead of starting at the first 3 chapters
Well,
of the
George
story?
Lucas was the guy who did the thing with making prequels after having made the story. Like,
Was he?
he did. It's the same with the Harry Potter. Rowling, she's making prequels to, but really fall back prequels to the Harry Potter story.
It's just
Is she doing that right now?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Is just going to be happening before Harry Potter. That.
But it's gonna be far before, like, they're gonna be kids, if even alive. I can't remember how far back.
Most of
I
them.
think it's where Dumbledore is way younger.
Yeah.
What, Dumbledore can be young? I think that Snape killed Dumbledore.
Well,
So-
we're going back in time since it's a prequel. It's before the action story.
Okay.
The same with Star Wars, he did that prequel thing. And that's what people are afraid of, actually, that J.K. Rowling is gonna make, George Lucas, that she's gonna make one of those with George Lucas.
Fantastic.
That's how I was told, at least.
But then again, if George Lucas not have made the Star Wars, then something like Star Trek never have been made. Actually,
Are you sure?
yes, because George Lucas he needs to it's called. Need to find out how to make something like the explosions or some, and the machines and how the figurines should be, because no one have done it before. He's chaining millions of dollars on his special effects studios.
Which was called something
cannot-
really familiar.
I cannot remember it.
You can seriously not
What's
remember who Just Lucas's not science fiction special effects studio was called, and
I cannot remember. My teacher has told me, but I cannot.
it's
remember.
something really familiar, and I can say Lamp, Toy Story.
I have not seen the first time.
I know, but
I can
I've
say
seen
Monsters Inc. I can say. Think about a studio who made Toy Story, Monsters Inc.
Pixar.
Yes.
But isn't Disney gonna be making number 7?
Disney is going to make a number 7, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean that just Lucas didn't start the Pixar.
No, yeah, well, wait. I mean, well, yeah, but still, you know.
So Pixar is going to make not Pixar, Disney Pixar are going to make the next Star Wars movie, of course, without just Lucas, because yay.
That's just gonna be.
I think that the reason why just Lucas chose to make number 4 first was because he actually looked at what he did and said, "Oh my God, this is boring. Oh, here's the exciting part. Let's make that first." Because before there was written any books about Star Wars, I already knew that there was 9 manuscripts of it. I know that there was 9 more or 3 more to come after they made the new 1, 2, and 3. And that was before they made books about it. So,
But as far as I remember, he just made those 4, 5, and 6 first, and then he made the others after he got the idea from them from that,
oh my God!
and that's where it fails.
Here comes the spoiler finger for the next Star Wars movie, and I think that I'm really correct on this fact. If they just is going to follow the books, what is called Luke Skywalker
Yeah.
is going to convert to Sith because the galaxy needs balance.
I don't know about you, but you do know that people don't like spoilers? It's a more general thing, right?
Spoiler finger. It was here.
Yeah, but still.
And the reason why I spoil this is because, please, guards, let's
You
make
know what? When you read the rules for the Siths and I forgot what the others were called.
Jedi's.
The Jedi's, the Siths rules to live by are so much more fun.
Yes, of course they are.
It's like Christianity versus everything.
Satans.
Actually,
Yes.
Or atheists.
there was with the Jedi's actually should in the beginning both meditate at the dark side and the light side to get balance inside themselves. If they have meditated too much on one side, they need to go in exile and meditate on the other side to get balance. But then it all was fucked up and the war started.
But the Sith rules are more fun.
Because it's Sith. Of
No,
course
because
they're more
more peaceful, because they're more accepting, because they're not nearly as strict.
Oh gosh. I played a roleplay scenario at a time where yeah, how can I explain this? I played a Star Wars roleplay scenario where we were doing we were a Sith group, or not a Sith group, we was a dark side ish group, where I was the bus driver, you can say, and a real pimp. The thing is, there was a kid who was training to be a Sith Lord, but apparently he shot a hole in one of my leather seats in my in the small cars which Luke is driving in the 4th movie. He was making a hole in one of my leather seats, which means which meant that I went to him, shot him, and then I took my car, drove it to my spaceship where I have all these what was they called? Those long-haired girly race. Do you remember?
Dude, you're asking the wrong girl.
I'm asking the wrong girl. Come on. I
I
thought
don't
that you
know.
was into Star Wars.
Yeah, I used to be. I tried to make like.
Okay, but those long tentacle girly-ish things, I had a couple of them, and then I said to the game master, I'm going to shoot them in this order, from the one I hate most. No. From the one I don't like the most to the one I like the most. After he asked, why are you doing this? And then I looked at him, saying, because I don't want them to live a life without me. Because I am the most the greatest thing in the universe, and they are not allowed to live without me. So I killed my entire group of whores because I didn't want them to like me. After the game master asked me, why are you destroying my role-playing? And then I said, I ain't. I'm just playing my character. It was a fun evening. Just kill all of the whores. Because I don't want them to live a life without me. Okay. I think it's about time
But time to what?
to
Down for what?
it's time for wrapping up the show. What? And it's time for Emilia to read the long thing here.
Why me?
With you have to say it all. So we start out with Chisery. Who are you? Where can I find you? If I can't find you,
Cannot.
I cannot find you.
I am
You're
hidden in the shadows like a true ninja.
Chisery is the random guy we choose to talk to today, and thank you for covering up for us.
Thank you for covering my ass.
Yes, thank you for joining us today and being a part of the show. We are going to get better, I promise you. But of course we can't find you. And Gaming Ghoul.
Yeah.
Yay! Who are you?
Well, I'm me, obviously.
Yes. Why are you here on the show?
I'm here to talk and, have fun. Because I can.
Because you can. You're here to
Because
talk.
you can't stop me.
Actually, I could just stop
No.
you by not putting you into the group call and then just call another guy. But
No.
I want you here. You're fun. You're great. And Emilia, you've been silent the entire day today, and that's different from last time.
Not also. Yeah.
We were talking about gaming.
Talking so much about gaming, and you know I will be silent.
I knew that.
I know that.
But it was fun because you're just the silent girl, and we actually made Chizzy talk to us. Chisery. I'm really sorry I can't pronounce it. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to say it 100 times in the next hour. So, Emilia, who are you? And why are you here on the show? And where can I find you if I'm looking for you? I'm not looking for you because I know who you are. But if a random guy watches this show, can they find you anywhere, or is you just on the podcast?
I'm not only just on the podcast. I'm an artist and a musician, and I got a Patreon. I'm not using it so much, but I should start to it as soon I know how to get pictures on it.
As soon as you know how to get pictures on it, you got a a Pinterest. What do?
Oh, not. I'm thinking it was not a Patreon. Oh, sorry. Now I am. Now I am just mixing it all together. Oh,
That is silly.
too many sites sometimes. But
Yes.
I have
But,
an art site on Facebook. That's something I'm sure on. Yes, I am.
Yes. And my name is Lolpie. I am your host for this podcast tonight, where we were joined and talking about random stuff because we are random, basically gaming and other artistic stuff. You can find me on Twitter down there. You can find me on Facebook also down there. You can find me on... Where can you find me? You can find me here on Twitch if you want. Please remember to follow. It's really helping me. You can find me on YouTube if you want. Also down there. So go watch my stuff, and yeah, I'm doing bullshit. And remember to... Maybe you're going to say it. Goodness, okay.
Okay, I do it.
You do it.
And remember to follow, like, comment, subscribe, share on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Tumblr, Pinterest, Reddit, Upvote, MySpace, Vampire Freaks, Adult Friend Finder, Pornhub,
Pornhub,
Flickr, Backbook, Dick, Stumble Up, Foursquare,
Stumble Porn,
what?
Formsquare,
Twitter,
LinkedIn, Vimeo,
and Livestream.
and Livestream.
Again.
My name is Lolpie, and welcome to the podcast.